the ultimate hack to self-defense, the fast track, how to defend yourself, learn to defend yourself in a very short period of time effectively. What's up guys, Homie and OG Fitness, welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new, this channel is all about fitness for martial arts for older guys. If you're young, it's not your fault. You're gonna be old soon, so watch my videos. Okay guys, self-defense, fast track. Let's say you want to be able to defend yourself quickly, rapidly. Like you don't know what to do. You're tired of feeling afraid of confrontation, and you worry about these things deeply. You know, it's something that bothers you, and you have no real experience in training martial arts. You know, or maybe you don't train at all, but you're thinking about it. Now, what to do? Do MMA. Okay, let me elaborate on this. Sign up to an MMA gym. Tell your MMA coach you want to fight, but obviously you're new, so you want to train. And I would recommend training for anywhere between 6 to 12 months. It depends on your athletic ability and the learning curve, right? The faster you learn, then maybe you can get a fight, you know, in 6. And if you need a little bit more time, then 12 months is fine. Don't get injured during this time. Very important, okay? Because then it'll throw you off track. Sign up for an MMA fight. Yes, amateur MMA fight, because obviously that's how you start. And then let's go. That's it. End of story. Now from here, I'm telling you, you're gonna learn so much in this short period of time on how to fight that self-defense you'll be a lot more confident about if ever you were in a situation where you had to defend yourself. With that said, there's a lot more to self-defense than just fighting. You know, there's the other stuff, situational awareness, if there's more than one person, you know, weapons, de-escalation, yada, yada, yada. But all that is just icing on top of the cake. All that is just common sense, which common sense is not that common, but if somebody takes the time to explain it to you or you watch a couple of videos, you'll get it. And the thing is, a lot of the stuff in MMA covers so many things. And the sport of MMA also, a lot of the stuff applies to the streets, okay? So you'll learn how to strike, you'll learn how to, you know, clinch, take down, you know, take the person down, submit them, get back up, you know, defend from punches if you end up on the bottom. If you're on the bottom, yeah, getting back up as fast as possible, because it's not a good place to be anyway. And I'm telling you, like, that's what I would recommend if you wanted to learn self-defense quickly, like very quick, and you had no experience in anything else. And in this day and age, the MMA gyms are great. A lot of them. Oh, by the way, find a good MMA gym and a good MMA coach. Now, once you do that, that's the thing. In this day and age now, MMA gyms, there's a lot of them around, and there's a lot of good ones around. Whereas before, it wasn't like that. If you wanted to learn, you had to learn a martial art to be able to defend yourself. Now, because we have the sport of MMA, which is mixed martial arts, you can just go there, learn all the things that work in a cage, and then if you learn everything that works in the sport of MMA in a cage, most of it carries over to fighting somebody in a self-defense situation. I know self-defense is a little bit more complicated, but I would say that you have a big part of it covered, man. I would say maybe, you know, 80% of what you need to know about, you know, hand-to-hand combat, you're gonna learn in MMA. Or maybe 70, I don't know. Anyways, these are just my thoughts. And I would love to hear what you guys think about this. So guys, chime in, let me know if you think, first off, if it covers a lot of ground, and if it does, what percentage? I think it's about 70-80%, possibly. And of course, this is just broad strokes of fighting, right? And then the more you do it, there's a lot of nuance in fighting. You can spend a lifetime just doing one martial art. But I mean, for overall self-defense, I think this is pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. And if you sign up for an MMA fight, what that does, guys, is that it forces you to train and to focus, to go through a fight camp, to get in shape, to really focus on what you're doing, because you're about to get into a ring and fight somebody. And through that experience, you're going to be forged under fire for 6 to 12 months. You go in a cage, you fight, and then that level of competition, that level of stress and anxiety that you might or might not feel, or you will, but to varying degrees, you're going to feel it, I think, for sure. And if you're able to push your way through and handle it, okay, and your coaches, that's what they're there for, your training partners and all that, then after that, a self-defense situation is going to be easier for you to handle. Okay, you still have to dive into it more deeply and understand the other factors that I mentioned about, like if there's multiple people, where you are actually, if there's weapons involved, trying to avoid the whole thing if possible, and all that. But it's not going to be as bad anymore. And you would also have to train a lot. So what's a lot? Well, you're gonna have to train more than 2 times a week, man. So if you have a fight coming in, you're gonna be training at least, at the minimum, I would say 3 sessions a week for amateur, right? At least that's my experience. And the more you train, the better. But you have to vary the intensities. That's for another video. And don't get injured. And of course, you're gonna have to spar. That's my little hack. If somebody were to really was very concerned about self-defense and wanted to be able to defend themselves in a very short period of time. I know 6 to 12 months isn't that short, but hey, maybe you could do it in 3 if you already have some experience. But getting into that ring and fighting mano a mano, it's stressful, man. There's a lot of work that goes into it, not just physical preparation and technical preparation, but mental preparation. And then you have to manage all of that in the fight, because yeah, it's a hard thing to be able to master. So if you're able to master that, it might not happen in the first fight that you have, but it's going to set you up in a way where everything else is going to be a lot easier, and that's just my 2 cents, guys. So what do you think? Let me know down below. Do you think this is a good idea? Obviously, it's going to depend on a lot of things, how old you are, injuries you might have, how much time you have, and all that, man. But if you do an MMA fight, okay, like, you got a lot of the self-defense stuff covered. I think 70 to 80%. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you like this video, subscribe. And of course, if you want to ask me a question directly, follow me on IG. I'll answer you guys directly there. That's it for this one. Peace.